Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to Big Fuzzy's Transport. I gotta practice that. I had a record label called Big Fuzzy Records, which is how I uncreatively came up with that name. But we're getting closer to getting everything set up, and thought I'd walk you through where we're at. Thanks for coming back in. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and let's go through the truck. Guess we'll just start back here in the back. It's all still looking probably pretty familiar, except for maybe Roscoe. Well, we've got the microwave all installed and done. The cooler is plugged in. I guess I should start over there. There's the air conditioner, and there's the Blue Eddy generator. I ran the exhaust of the air conditioner. Let's see if I can get up in there enough to... Well, it won't look up. But there was... I thought we were going to have to drill a hole. But there was a vent there we worked with, and I got some aluminum tape. Or James actually got some aluminum tape, and so that's blowing out from between the truck here. Blowing out back. That seemed to work. William from Riverstone seemed to have success. Now, I think he drilled holes in his truck. And then this is the intake, so I'm just going to let it pull from the cool air already in here. So let's go look at the other side. All right, got my high vis vest, got my extra fuses. Right over there actually is my hard hat. Haven't even taken it out of the package yet. But we got the Blue Eddy battery charge or generator. Got a little heater here. I'm just gonna put that on the center console and plug it in when I need to. Got that Blue Eddy power splitter. That's hardwired to the battery in the truck. According to Mr. William from Riverstone Life, that should charge this whole thing up in about 4 hours. So I imagine that's pretty much what it'll do. Got my triangles. And I've got this power strip. Now this power strip is running out through that same vent that the exhaust is under that aluminum tape. And let me go back out and around. It comes out down in there. I'm sure we can't see it. And then I'm gonna turn this around. And then it runs out the side. And then it plugs into the gas generator. So we've got a ladder and a gas generator. Now I've got some straps in the front seat there. And a chain. And then we've got the air compressor and the fire extinguisher. I've got this air hose. I'm not 100% how I'm gonna deal with that yet. Right now, if this company works out, I have the air compressor actually fixed to that first, there's a bolt holding it in that first puck. However, the company I'm trying to go work with to give me apportioned plates needs some paper from the finance company. I'm through Ford Finance, and Ford Finance has never heard of this. So apparently everybody who's ever run a Ford truck with a CDL with apportioned plates can magically just get this paper and it's no problem. But for me, I'm insane. They've never heard of that piece of paper, and how could, that's not even a thing. So if that doesn't work out, I may be back to RV hauling pretty quick, and then I'll have to do something else about that compressor. So, but yeah, I've got the ball in, the chain. I've got a chain. Look at that damn pig. Sounds like some other ones are back there giving each other hell. All right, so anyway, hopefully that compressor can live there. Hopefully this company works out. And so I got these 2 boxes because I'm expecting to go with a gooseneck. There's 13 inches clearance right there. There's some baby chickens. That's the mama. My philosophy with chickens is I like for the ones that lay the nest and raise youngins to be 3rd year chickens. So they basically quit profitably laying eggs, but they have the survivor gene, because a lot of chickens that we put out here don't make it to year 3. So whenever even if she just raises 3, that's technically survivor gene bloodline I'm raising. It takes next to no effort to you know, I don't manage those chickens at all. She handles everything. Anyway, here's my first box. We've got the zip ties, the jack stands, chocks, the jack, my tool bag. That's got all the hand tools in it, basically. Everything in there. And then just a packing blanket at the bottom to keep it all from rattling and being annoying. Those stupid chickens love to pick at that dang styrofoam. Son needs to get the trash out. And this box is mostly all the liquids, including the car wash stuff. These are just sponges. But here's all the fuel additives, the DEF additives, all that stuff. I've got my rubber gloves for fueling up or anything else. I've got the daily DEF treatment, and then those blue bottles right here is like every 5,000 miles. It's you know, I'm not sure that's a necessary thing, but whatever. And then I've got the DPF exhaust and emissions systems cleaner. That's more of the same, isn't it? And then I'm going with the XPD to start with anyway. Let's see. Waterless car wash. Yeah. Got that, and then I've got the interior cleaning. I went on bottle this by the gallon. I've got some spray bottles that I'm just gonna fill up a little bit so I can create some more room there. I just put them there right now. And then the magic of all cleaning is the foam Dawn dish soap. That stuff's magic. I used to clean my dairy equipment with that instead of buying that crazy expensive TSC approved whatever food grade cleaner. It was like, well, Dawn obviously is food grade because everybody, like, you know, most of the population washes their dishes with Dawn dish soap, and if that didn't get things clean enough that you could consume them, then think of the number of lawsuits. So anytime you need food grade cleaner, that's obviously proven. You don't need the foam power wash, just Dawn dish soap. It always works every time, all the time. Anyway, all right, let's go up and little dinosaurs. Let's go up there and look at the big box. All right. So now I've got some Velcro. I'm going to Velcro that box. It's not really load. Like, it's not like it's going to if there's a slam on the brake, whatever. It's just kind of going to assist in keeping it in position. Oh, but we got socket set. I believe things just bug sponges. I'm going to have to find a place for that down in the big boxes. That's my impact wrench. That's 2 different impact wrenches, actually. Those are all the detail brushes for cleaning. Orange is the tire plug kit. That's a grease gun in there. And then this bottle, that's how I use the waterless car wash with some water. And then I got the flatbedder's breaker bar and the impact wrench. Basically changing tires. I don't know that, I'm probably gonna have to break lugs with that manual impact wrench, and then I can use the battery operated. And then I got some tape. I was told that's a good tape to patch tarps with. So I end up getting it on tarps, and then of course I got 2 cans of red grease and some dielectric grease there. This is just the oh no, that's the battery charger. I got somewhere I have all the, oh, that must be up in the front box, the back box back there, but yeah, like the head and attachments for the air compressor. And then of course it's a 91-gallon tank with a half gallon per minute pump tied to my upfitter switches in the cab, so I don't even have to put my shoes on if I want to turn the pump on. But that is where we're at so far. Getting pretty close to ready to do. I would love to put a air hose reel probably right here, possibly a side attached to the back of the box. What I want to do is see how that chain is gonna hang with the gooseneck before I make that decision, because if the chain gets caught up in it easily, then every time I turn, I'm going to either I'm just going to do damage if that chain's going to catch that. But if I have to just put the hose away like a chump every time I use it, I guess that's the way it's going to be. I've also realized that while there can't be anything in here when I'm connecting and disconnecting from the gooseneck, the rest of the time when the gate is closed, there's plenty of room there for some stuff. So, all right, looks like it's time to get to work. I'll check back. Well, the dang audio didn't work on this clip, so I'm recording this after the fact. The video shows me driving into the big city. When I talked about that paperwork earlier, I did manage to finagle a couple of pieces of paper that collectively had all the information necessary. So I'm on my way into town to get the pre-screen. I'm on my way into town to get the pre-screen employment drug screen, and we're gonna, this afternoon, should be able to wrap up. After I recorded that, I did install the chains and the strap around the air compressor and the ladder and gas generator. So I showed the power strip running out to the gas generator, which obviously, that power strip is across from the solar power generator. So when I shut the truck down, I can just plug everything into that power strip and go out and turn the gas generator on. I can move to, from shore power to ship power, as they would say in the Navy. I guess I'm not really doing any shore power, but I guess from ship power to a different kind of ship power, from battery to gasoline. Anyway, I'm going down here. I'm going to take the drug screen, which I've been studying all morning. I got about a pot and a half of coffee in me at this point, and so shouldn't be any trouble there. I don't even drink anymore, so I didn't really have to study for this test and was ready to go. He was like, all right, we're going to use that paperwork. Can you go do a drug screen today? And the reason he was asking today was more of he understood that I'm leaving in the morning. My wife and I have our annual vacation that's been planned and paid for months. Next week, go down to Florida for a week. Most of a week. I actually cut it a little short in the planning stages so I would have a week. Yeah, I wanted to get back because first of all, usually by Wednesday I'm sick of it anyway and ready to go home. But second of all, I thought I would be going back to my previous job and I wanted a couple of days to recover from the travel. I hate getting back from vacation on, Saturday, even Sunday, and then being at work on Monday. But even Saturday evening, I mean, one day to decompress and do everything you have to do is just too much. So we'll be heading back. We'll get back. We're leaving Saturday. We will be back here on the farm on Thursday evening. And then I'll have Friday and Saturday to wrap up any loose ends. And then I'll leave out Sunday to go up and get situated to start orientation on Monday. So we are kind of trying to wrap things up today as far as laundry and anything we're taking with us grocery wise. We're not taking much. I drink on my carnivore diet, half and half is too lean, so I drink heavy whipping cream. I wanted to just get that down there at the local grocery, but my wife had to go to Costco anyway because the particular low-carb hot dogs or Polish sausages I eat, which it's weird, man, that most hot dogs are too high in carbs. There's too much sugar in hot dogs for it to be a carnivore. So I have to really read the labels carefully. But I found, oddly enough, a big brand in Costco that is a low-carb, no-carb. And I had to go through all their meats because most of all the meat they had that was pre-packaged anyway like that, it was full of sugar, all of them. So she's getting me some butter, some meats, and some heavy whipping cream, and then a couple of random things for us to take down, and then I'll consume that during the week, and then we'll have our cooler. The only reason really is we're taking the cooler so we can bring it back full of seafood, and then in a month or two we'll be able to revisit the seafood thing once I'm not sick of seafood anymore. But we going down to Florida, then come back this afternoon. Hopefully, the only thing really left to do, since I got everything secured in the back except for the air hose, is we're going to dress all those cables in the sleeper area of the pickup, of the back of the pickup. And then we've got to install the breaker switch that goes from the generator to my battery so I can turn that off. And, just going down the road, I should be able to reach back there. So we're putting it where I can reach it from driver position without taking my eyes off the road. Then we've got the plywood and we have the gas shocks. We don't have the brackets to install those shocks yet, but we've got the plywood. And then we've got the hinges. So we should be able to build the platform for the mattress. I'll have to look. I think I may have already bought a razor knife and X-Acto knife. I'm not sure that I did. Those aren't hard to come by. But once we get the platform installed with the hinges, and then we can cut the mattress down to size. I have sheets and I have a Sub-Zero sleeping bag. And then I have the heater too. So I can try to run the heater. I can use the sleeping bag when it's not super freezing, just to save whatever. I've got options. If the heat goes out, I've got the sleeping bag. I have the heat. I have the battery powered generator. I have the gas generator. I do need to get a power. I want to get the engine block heater. I want to make sure I want to get the smallest extension cord possible to reach the engine block heater, because as soon as I get out there and get warmed up, it's going to be freezing weather up north. So anyway, this video has been just kind of a catch up. We're going to be driving all day tomorrow, Saturday, on our way to Florida. I'll probably check in next week. I'm bringing cigars, so hopefully I can sit out on the patio and smoke a cigar, and we can talk trucking. All right, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you want me to talk about, and let's get busy.